Universal Force TV.
Dear viewers of Universal Force TV, I wrote and published a novel in Tamil in the year 1984 with the title Raji Idu Unakaga. Now, Mr. Premkumar of Samyuktha Computers has brought out the novel in audio video form in English. The characters and incidents in the story are imaginary. Please see, hear, and enjoy.
Video 3. Raji, this is for you, author. Universal Force, Bala. Chapter 2. Rise of Influence in Madras. People living in Chennai can be divided into two categories. A group of people are born and brought up there and have no heart to leave that city for any other place, despite all the inconveniences and difficulties. Their number is less than half of the total population of Chennai city. The rest, if they are stuck in poverty for survival, and if they are talented or have money, they leave their hometown or state and come to Chennai with the intention of using their skills or money to advance in life. 3/4 of those who stay like this are counting the days to improve their quality of life and return to their hometown or home state. The remaining quarter will forget their hometown, the situation and the relatives there little by little after coming and staying in Chennai. In Chennai, they will focus their full attention on how to move forward in life by creating a favorable environment, making new relationships, enjoying the pleasures available, and overcoming unavoidable difficulties. They are happier than those who say, "Our hometown is Chennai." To that extent, they will be involved in Chennai life. If you ask about the early life of Tamil Nadu's top political leaders, artists, big businessmen, doctors and lawyers, you will understand this fact. Chandran decided to add his name to the list of these achievers. Chandran, who had half-washed Madurai from his mind when he boarded the train to join the job of a college demonstrator in Chennai. After staying in Chennai for 6 months, completely forgot the town where he was born and raised. But as a show of gratitude to his grandfather who had spent money for him for 6 years, he sent a bank draft for 100 rupees every month. In the letter that he wrote, there was nothing about life in Chennai, about its facilities or shortcomings. "Dear Grandpa, I am sending draft for Rs 100. Please accept it. My best wishes to all. Nothing special. Your dear grandson Chandra." Only the date of the letter changed, and not the subject matter nor the words. Chandra did not feel the need to change. The hatred he felt 6 years ago for his father who refused to help him was yet to subside. Whenever his brother or sisters wrote any letter to him, Chandran did reply. Since he realized that bringing them to his path or his following their path would hinder his progress, he threw away the feelings of family, affection, and his duty to the family from his mind. Chandran became less and less involved with his family and relatives and increased the number of friends in Chennai to fill the void. His close friends grew day by day. Chandran developed a new type of relationship by showing equal love and respect to everyone who showed love and respect for him, without applying the norms of caste, religion, financial comfort and intellectual ability. This made him an attractive man. After some days, Chandran became a resident of Chennai to such an extent that when asked by any of his new friends, "Which is your hometown?" he joked, "I think it's Madurai. I don't remember exactly." Initially working as a demonstrator, Chandran was assigned the job of evaluating exam papers. If any teacher went on leave, Chandran visited that class. It was not necessary for a demonstrator to teach lessons. Sitting doll-like in the chair and keeping the students silent was enough. Chandran made good use of such opportunities to showcase and develop his skills. Chandran spoke about the literary works of Shakespeare and Bernard Shaw for half an hour in an eloquent and engaging manner, like a leading critic of the century. After listening to Chandran's lecture, the students, who chose to ignore him initially because he was a demonstrator, started showing him the importance and respect they would give to a professor with 10 years of experience. Although this honor and respect brought happiness to Chandran, it did not give him full satisfaction because he often imagined that millions of people would hear and applaud his speech. Chandran was waiting for that day to come. Chandran did not fumble for words and spoke fluently, using appropriate word at every place and with humor. So, even the students who were indifferent to studies and college were listening to his lecture, without turning their body to one side or other, and without taking their eyes off his face, with the eagerness to hear what he was going to say next. Male and female students were studying together in that college. For the students, Chandran looked like a famous artist. Instead of honor and respect, the students developed an intimate attachment for him. Chandran knew well that this commitment was the basis of love. That's what he needed. But Chandran did not openly show this expectation. He is a newly hired demonstrator. He cannot be married. What if I fall in love with him and marry him? There were girl students who developed this desire in their hearts. Chandran also acted as if his consent was available for this desire to grow. Every time after finishing his speech, he would say, "I have spoken for a long time and bored you. Now it is your turn. You can speak one by one." And then he would sit majestically in his chair and lean towards the students. Normally, no lecturer would sit in the chair like that and recline nonchalantly, but the students who were in awe of his talent did not lose respect for him. Chandran did not walk like other teachers whose head carried a lot of knowledge and the body a lot of discipline. His attitude that he was a student himself, that he was still developing his knowledge, and that he too liked funny and mischievous talk, brought him closer to the students who bowed to all the other teachers with false reverence. Chandran spoke without hiding what was on his mind, and this frankness impressed the students. When I was in college, I ridiculed my teachers because they were putting on airs. I should not commit the same mistake and allow you to ridicule me. Don't honor me unnecessarily and put me on the pedestal. Avoid calling me sir. Just say Mr. Chandran. If you meet me outside the college, you can drop that Mr. too, Chandran said. The students felt they had got the friendship of a wonderful man. For the students who hated the college campus, study, discipline, and exam, this new demonstrator had brought a whiff of freedom and happiness with his talent and different approach. A mischievous student stood up and asked, "Mr. Chandra, were you employed anywhere before coming to this college?" As soon as the student called Chandra, Chandran felt happy on the one hand. But there was also a fear in his mind that he had given too much privilege to the students. Chandran replied, "No," as he did not consider working in a tutorial college as something to be proud of. Student Vasudevan did not let go. "You didn't even do part-time job in some tutorial college?" As soon as Vasudevan asked, a slightly sarcastic smile spread among the students. Chandran quickly replied, "No, I was full-time unemployed." After hearing what Chandran said, all the students laughed hysterically. Vasudevan sat down in his seat, unable to ask any more questions. When Chandran said, "full-time unemployed," Sumitra, who was sitting in the second row in the girls' section, forgot the natural modesty of women, smiled to attract his attention, raised her bangled right arm and tapped the book on the desk. She controlled her laughter within seconds and meekly listened to what Chandran was going to say. Chandra turned his neck and sent a message through his eyes to her without opening his mouth. "I like your smile. You should smile like this all the time. I want to see and enjoy it." Not only Sumitra, but all the girls studying in the college within a few months understood Chandran's attraction for them. Chandran understood the secret that women, even when they walked solemnly, modestly and aloof, loved to hear funny, mischievous talk from men. Whenever he got the chance, Chandran spilled funny and mischievous talk among the girls. He also learned that the cause of women's fear was a suspicion that men would take liberty, talk obscenely, and be rude to them. Many women lost their hearts to Chandran as they were convinced that he would not misuse their love for him. At the same time, Chandran was not in a position to give his heart permanently to any woman. The women who had become close to him in Madurai appeared and disappeared from time to time on Chandra's mind. Chandran, who was able to forget Madurai where he had lived for 22 years, could not forget Usha, who worked with him as a teacher in the tutorial college for 3 months. Often Usha's memory enslaved Chandran's imagination and made him lazy. Chandran thought that no other girl could attract him as much as Usha. However, he didn't want to bring Madurai back into his world by writing a letter to her. Chandran feared that developing his relationship with Usha in Madurai would hinder his progress. For him, progress was important. He did not hesitate to sacrifice any comfort or intimate relationship for that progress. English Professor Viswanathan and the principal of the college had a good opinion about Chandran. They decided to help him when the right occasion came. A new English lecturer post was sanctioned to Chandran's college from the university. Many aspirants had applied from outside. However, on the recommendation of the college principal, Chandran, who had only 6 months of demonstrator experience to his credit, was selected for the lecturer post. Without recommendation, Chandran would have been selected if talent alone was enough. He needed recommendation to make up for his lack of experience. The principal announced Chandran's appointment as lecturer on the college notice board. After seeing that, the teachers and students close to Chandran sought his seat, shook hands, and expressed their appreciation. Chandra felt like a hero in a few days, but he was not fully satisfied. Chandran wanted the position of professor in the English department. Neither 3 assistant professors with 20 years of experience nor 9 other senior lecturers seemed to be an obstacle for him. Chandran sought to see if there was any exception to the rule in the appointment system in the college that would be advantageous to him to bypass the hurdles. He understood the fact that there was a chance for advancement if he had a close relationship with the principal of the college. He also thought for a while as to why not make the college his world initially, and spread his revolutionary ideas among the students and win their hearts. In addition to improving his English skills, Chandran decided to get involved in college administration. The principal was also looking for a teacher whom he could trust and who would help him in administrative matters. Although there were teachers with long experience, they were all tied down to their own personal problems and could not devote their time to college administration. They also had a question in their mind as to what they would gain from such devotion. The other lecturers were not confident that the principal would help them in their promotion, as he recommended Chandran waiving the norms. Chandran was recommended by the principal because of his talent. No lecturer had that much of talent in any department. When he went to the college principal to thank him after becoming a lecturer, Chandran spoke emotionally. "I owe you a debt of gratitude. If you need my help not only in English department but also in other college matters, please feel free to call me. I will certainly help. I have plenty of free time. I can use it for you and this college." Usually, all teachers would reverently salute the principal on seeing him. They would humbly listen to what the principal had to say and nod their heads in agreement. They would not open their mouth about cooperating with the principal in the college administration. The principal knew that they lacked the necessary skills and confidence to do so. Any organization can achieve its goals only if the available talent is properly utilized. I have plenty of work for you. Meet my secretary Ramakrishnan after college hours from tomorrow. The principal put on his glasses and went about his work. From next day, Chandran sat with the principal's secretary Ramakrishnan until 6 o'clock in the evening and got to know all the statistics, correspondence and problems of the college through various registers and files. He also came to know certain confidential matters that even the vice principal did not know. To that extent, Chandran had won the principal's trust. Chandran's interest in hostel management, library operations, dealing with student issues, writing letters to the university asking for grants impressed the principal. The principal instructed his secretary, "You need not seek my approval for the letters drafted by Chandran." The letters signed by the principal were sent to the university and other institutions associated with the college immediately, instead of being delayed for 2 or 3 days as before. Chandran's unexpected support gave the principal a new prominence and prestige in the college. Chandran's prestige also increased day by day. The title, Principal's Right Hand, often fell on his ears. The seemingly arrogant indifference of Chandran irritated some senior teachers. They wanted Chandran and the principal to have a disagreement and fight. Chandran ignored the reaction of other teachers to his growing importance in the college. He was thinking about what he had to do next. Even when the college closed for summer vacation, he didn't want to go back to his hometown. In the letters written to him, his grandfather and sisters expressed their grievance that Chandran forgot his family and hometown. He felt guilty that it was not fair to completely forget the love and help they had bestowed on him in the past, just because he no longer needed them. So, Chandran went to Madurai and stayed there for 3 days, not considering them as relatives who would imprison him, but only as good-hearted people who had helped him in the past. He did not meet any distant relative in Madurai. However, he met a few close friends and enjoyed long conversations with them about his experience in Chennai and future plans. 2 weeks before the opening of the college, Chandran helped the principal with new admissions daily and showed his love and respect for him. The principal also gave importance to him to the extent that he consulted Chandran in almost all matters. A month after the start of classes, the much-awaited Student Union Secretary election was announced. Despite the excitement and fanfare, the election was held without any untoward incident. All the teachers, including the principal, remained impartial and stopped with doing their part in the election-related work. The election result surprised many students and teachers. The reason was that a student from the English literature class was elected as secretary this time around. Usually, a student studying in Tamil literature or history class would be elected as secretary. This time, Ragothaman from the English literature class charmed everyone with his sportsman personality, oratorical skills, and Jimmy Carter laughter. Chandran called Ragothaman to his seat and expressed his appreciation. Ragothaman was thrilled to be called and praised by a teacher. Chandran did this with reason. He made his plan clear. "Ragothaman, with your help, I think I can win the hearts of all the students. Will you help me?" Although Chandran's words to Ragothaman were puzzling, Ragothaman replied without hesitation, "Of course you can count on my help, sir. Similarly, I too will come to you when I need help." As Chandran was close to the principal, Raghu thought that Chandran's friendship would help him in conducting the union activities successfully. The principal of the college and a teacher appointed by him would be members of the students' union. Chandran's appointment to the students' union was a shot in the arm for the students. Chandran was young, a progressive thinker. He was lively and could interact with students like a friend. But Chandran's appointment was a source of envy and resentment for many teachers. He came to college only yesterday. He himself looks like a student. He does not have any experience to act responsibly as a representative of the college management. Even though they were impatient among themselves, neither the professors nor the lecturers had the courage to go and tell their views to the principal. English department Professor Viswanathan's face turned black. It was as if Chandran working below him had gained fame in a short time and challenged him. But he did not show his feelings outside. The following month, the principal explained the rules for the selection of college magazine editorial board as usual through the notice board, and requested that those interested could submit their applications to the vice principal. One representative of the teachers and 7 members representing the students would join the editorial board of the College House Journal. Since competition among teachers was considered unhealthy, every year the principal asked only one talented professor or assistant professor to apply. Then the principal would announce that such professor or assistant professor had been appointed as the editor. It was impossible to avoid competition among students. A total of 24 students applied. The principal, the vice principal, the professor of English and the professor of history together selected 7 students of different talents as sub-editors for the magazine. The principal had no difficulty or hesitation in choosing the editor-in-chief for the magazine. Chandran, the genius, overshadowed all the other teachers, and he stood tall in the mind of the principal. When it became known that the principal had asked Chandran to apply for the magazine editor's post, several assistant professors could not hide their disappointment and anger. It hasn't even been a year since he joined the job. He is the junior-most lecturer. He's not going to get any money in the editor's job. Still, it's almost as if we all have no talent. What respect will we have among students? There is a limit to giving importance to talent. We don't think what the principal is doing is right. The 5 assistant professors met the vice principal and expressed their condemnation. When the principal came to know about this, he said in a firm voice, "I am not saying that no other teacher should apply. But if there is a competition and the junior-most lecturer is selected, what respect will all the assistant professors who applied have among the students? I want to use the college magazine as an instrument to make the students think. I don't want to give this responsibility to lecturers who want to go home along with students at 4 o'clock. Let everybody see whether Chandrasekhar has merit or not." The lecturers, accustomed to trembling with fear, did not have the courage to approach the principal in person and argue. They did not speak. Yet, when they saw Chandran, they shook hands with him to uphold civility and express their appreciation. "So, Mr. Chandra, you have become the hero of the campus. Congratulations." Chandran was jubilant to hear the words of praise and felt as if he was standing on the top of the Himalayas. He showed his happiness openly without hiding it.
Friends, we shall meet again next Friday at 8 p.m. Bye.